Tag show. Tag show. That's gonna leave a mark, Taylor.
That's undisputed because I'm undisputed. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's another episode of the Mixed Tag Show with
Jenna and
Blue, but we got a special guest today. We got the phenomenal, the living legend, Jazz. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Yes, thank you.
It is an honor.
Thank you.
It's truly an honor. So as you get ready for this weekend, like I know we talking about our travels and everything like that. Do you have like a ritual or a custom that you like to do before you go on the road?
No. Basically just go through my bags 3 or 4 times and make sure I'm not leaving anything behind. That's about it.
No, for me, I'm scared of flying, so I gotta like.
Are you? This is new to me. Really?
What you mean?
Well,
remember, I almost died in a plane crash. So it's like, yeah, the plane crash. Yeah, I'm afraid of flying. I just started flying again like 3 years ago. No, 5.
I get on the plane and I'm like, I'm out. My pillow and
that's it. Just good vibes, prayer. That's it. That's
it. That's it. Say my prayers and yes.
That's it. Speaking of which, you've been doing this. You obviously, like we're talking about traveling. You've been doing this for years. Is it something that you get used to? Because you mentioned like spending time with the family and what have you. Is it hard?
No, it's not hard. As far as with the family, no. The kids, they understand. Of course, sometimes they complain, you're always gone, you know, but when I get back, they want to go shopping. So, you know, I'm like, you want to shop, then mommy got to go on these trips.
Exactly.
Yes. But no, it's not so bad. It just depends, you know, on the weather. If it's beautiful weather I'm going into, then I'm Gucci. But that cold weather, my arthritis don't like that cold weather.
Oh man, the cold is not that bad. So you didn't like it when it comes to the East Coast?
No, not in the wintertime. No, not now. I've gotten older. Arthritis just, man, it's no joke.
I feel you.
I mean, you're still doing it, so.
Girl, food, Lord. Oh my God. Yeah. I love it, but honestly, man, my body is like, girl, take a break.
I could imagine.
Break. Yeah.
I always admired you guys just because I've always watched wrestling, and then I've thought about it when I was younger, like maybe I want to, you know how like people we practice on the bed or whatever, and I was like, do I want to do this? But then when I hear what you guys go through with the bumps and you know running the ropes, I'm like, nah.
It's the travel for me.
I don't know. It's the pain. I get pain easily, so I'm just like,
yes.
I'll admire you guys from afar and appreciate what you guys do, but it takes a lot of definitely encouragement.
Yes. And doing it for so long, man, it's hard to sometimes accept the fact that I can no longer go the way I used to. It's kind of hard at times, but I've come to accept, hey, you know what? I've had a good run. I've enjoyed it. I don't have any regrets. And it's, you know, when it's time, it's time.
For sure, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So speaking of when you say it's time, I know this weekend that you had a very important match for Impact, going title versus career. Like when you go into a match like that, what's the mentality? Like what you got in the back of your head going to a high stake match like that?
Oh, now that's that's when I have rituals for my match. I have to get in my head. I say 3 or 4 prayers, you know, and mostly I just ask God to protect me and my opponent, bless me to walk back through the curtains the same way as I walked through.
Amen. I feel you on that one.
Yes. Yes.
So you also have a match on one night's ladies only, right? It's pretty late. Like, how do you get it? Like, is this like the latest match you ever had?
Man, this is like the second latest match I've ever had. The first match I had was like at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It was the one of the gatherings. Oh my God, that was brutal. That was, and it was cold.
There you go, your favorite type of weather.
Yeah, right. It was cold. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and
Jesus.
Yeah, we had to change underneath some little tent. It was a little different. Yes, it was. But I'm looking forward to having this match with Kiara. I wrestled Tasha, I guess, a couple of months ago, and she was fun to work with. So I'm looking forward to this match with Kiara.
How is it working with younger talent? Like, just obviously you've been in the business for so long. What is it like just matching up with up and coming talent?
Actually, I just look at it as if it's just, I treat it just like another match.
Right.
Again, I'm not the Jazz I was in 2005, 2008,
Right.
and I know this, and I most definitely inform them of this as well. So, I just go out there and try to give them all I got, and that's the way it's going to be with Deanna this weekend as well, this Saturday.
Well, you recently announced that you wanted to restart your retirement tour. What made you change your mind the first time from retiring in general? And what is your mindset going into this whole tour now?
Well, I wanted to do a tour from the beginning, but the pandemic came in and kind of just shut everything down. Yeah. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to fulfill, this retirement tour. But thankfully, things are opening back up and we're moving along, and people are calling. Yes, it's a long list of girls that want to have a match with me before I retire, and I'm like, girl, if I can get you in, I get you in. But
after that, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. I got my school now. I'm focused on that. I'm working with a company here in SWE in Texas. I'm the director over the women's division, so I do all the booking and agenting, all the matches. So my plate is pretty full. On top of being a mom and a wife.
Right.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so I'll still be in the business. I just be more behind the scenes.
Right,
yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned obviously there's a long list of women that is trying to get to you.
Yeah.
But if you can pick maybe a couple of women, or maybe not even women, like do you have like specific like dream opponents that you might want to like face?
I really don't. At this time in my life right now, I know no dream opponents, but if there was anyone that I could work before I actually say goodbye, it would probably, I would say Charlotte Flair.
Oh, nice.
That's nice.
That's a very interesting matchup.
That would be a very interesting matchup.
Yeah,
like that for sure.
So
I've got to get in the gym. I diet. I dropped about 15 pounds.
Yeah, she came back more ripped and just ready to go. So definitely.
Yes, and I look at these young women now, and I'm like, God, I just remember when I was like that, just driven, just trying to stay on top and just trying to be the best that I could be. And right now I'm living my best life. I have a belly for the first time in my life. I don't have a 6-pack. That's hard to accept, but again, I have to blame myself for that.
But that's what they say. A lot of athletes, because you spend the majority of your life like working out and dieting. So a lot of them, that's what you act when you retire. Is just like, that's it. I'm gonna enjoy what I couldn't enjoy before. So
exactly, and I am.
Good.
I'm eating any and everything I want to eat.
I heard that.
Yeah. My husband asked me today, he was like, babe, he's like, I'll stand in front of a lion for you. He's like, all I ask you to do is come to the gym with me. And you won't even do that. I'm like, not every day.
I've been doing that already.
Oh my God. He
Come
is
on.
such a fanatic. He's in the gym every day. I mean, you know, I've been there, done that with him. You know, sometimes we would go to the gym 2 or 3 times a day. You
Oh my
know, so
God.
yeah, we would. Yeah, when I was in deep. Yes,
Damn.
I could barely go in one time a day.
that's where I'm at right now. You know, it's like,
Listen, I just I want to say last year found the passion for working out like every day, but for you to say 3 times a day.
yeah, 3 times a day we would go.
Oof.
Yeah. Yes, we would. And sometimes, you know, not all 3 times we're in the gym. Sometimes we'll go swim for an hour, or sometimes we'll go to a park and do some drills, you know. Yeah, but yeah, we still was putting it in.
So you mentioned your connection to SWE Fury. How does that coincide with your dojo as well? Because I know you have your dojo with Thunder Rosa and your husband Ronnie Mack.
Yes, yeah. We're the official training center for Thunder Rosa's promotion, Mission Pro, and SWE. So we got 2 good promotions that we're pushing our students to. You know, we're grooming them and getting them prepared for. You know, they got 2 great promotions to debut in. You know,
right?
Yeah.
What made you decide to want to start a school?
Girl, Rodney and I, this school was established like in 98, 99.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, we just had to take time off throughout because of our careers as well, you know, and we've moved here and there, but every state we've lived in, we've had a school.
Nice.
So is the focus on like anyone can train women, guys? Is everyone
kids? Yeah.
Okay.
We have kids too. We have a little girl in there. She just turned 10. My girls are training. They're 12.
Nice.
Yeah. So
you have twins?
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah, that's a blessing.
Yes, God knew. He knew. Yes. Yeah.
I always love. God, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was saying, a little bit after I started working with Shine, my babies were small then. They were like a year old, 2, maybe 2. Yeah. So
they've been in it for a long time too.
Yeah. I was pregnant. I was 3 months pregnant wrestling and had no clue. So
wow. Jeez. I always love hearing that though, just because me and Blue were such like advocates specifically for women's wrestling. So I love to hear that we have like all these different schools that little girls are joining, and you know what I mean? Because I've mentioned, I was watching wrestling from 1998, and that was taboo, right, for women to be in it. And so it's dope to hear that now more and more girls, and it's accepting, and they're trying out.
Yes, finally, we're being showcased for what we are instead of tits and ass. You know, we're actually able to solidify that we're phenomenal athletes, and we can go out there and bang them up just as hard as the guys. And I've always been an advocate for that. Anyway, I've always been anti-diva. No one could ever say I was TNA.
no, we definitely back in the day, you could definitely see the difference.
Yeah,
for sure.
But that's always been one of my arguments. Like, we always talk about this on Twitter. I'm not sure how active you are on Twitter, but whenever we talk about the people that pioneers, I would say you, Jacqueline, are the forgotten ones. And it's like, how do you forget those 2? Because they were ones that were really in there, down and dirty, getting it in the ring. And to me, are as much of a pinnacle than anybody else.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. That's true. Most definitely. Jackie, I always put her over. She was one of the first women I actually saw, on a TV screen, laying it in. Yes, against men, because there wasn't many women. And, most definitely not many women that could go with her during her time,
Right.
Yeah. She was known for, hard hitting. She was
She
brutal
was.
on some of those women.
For sure,
Yeah, but her
definitely.
and I always had good chemistry in the ring. We've never had any type of beef or anything. It was only the two of us.
Yeah.
So we got along really well.
Well, you recently had a 948-day reign as NWA champion.
That's
What did
insane.
that's the third longest reign in the company's history. What did that mean to you carrying that title? Because I seen how you came from being a correctional officer and back in the ring, and it was just like an amazing journey.
Yeah, they come and drug me up out of my job, man. And I'm like, you know what? Because that's what I would do. That's how my body actually lasted for so long. I would take little breaks,
Right.
just from the travel and just let my body just relax. But yeah, that was, it was so great just to be affiliated with a company like NWA. I mean, some of your greatest of all times, have held titles, under the NWA name, Ric Flair, Harley Race. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. Moolah,
Right.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So for me to have my name a part of that list, I just say that's just something else I add to my legacy,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you are definitely anti-diva. What do you think currently of the women's division in general, just in different promotions? Like, how do you feel
I
about
couldn't
that?
be happier. I couldn't be happier, where they're not sexualized anymore. They're not doing
Right.
panties and bra matches.
Right.
Like these girls they're in there wrestling.
Exactly.
They're in cage matches. They're, these girls bleeding and everything now. So I've never bled, but
Right.
yeah. But kudos to those that are,
I mean, it's never you got the weekend, right? You're still in your retirement.
Yeah,
so
you never know.
That ain't happening.
It's a wrap for us, he said.
Yeah. But as Junkyard Dog would always say, if the price is right, I'm there tonight.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
Dollar bills, y'all. Hey, you never know.
So
Definitely.
also recently you captured a tag team goal with Jordan Grace. How was it teaming up with her these past couple of months?
Oh man, that again, I've always wanted to have a tag team partner. I've never had that privilege, and thank God, that right before I'm completely done with in-ring and work in this business, I was able to accomplish that, and that was the greatest partner ever. Jordan, she reminds me so much of myself. Jordan Grace is a tough cookie, boy. You gotta, she put them hands on you. You're gonna feel them forearms. Yeah, I love it. I'm like, I'm glad I'm your partner, girl.
Is there anybody else you would like to tag team with during your tour? Has anybody requested to tag team with you?
No, in fact, I'm kind of requesting that myself now. When people call me, I'm like, well, I'm willing to tag. That's part of the tour as well.
Right.
Yeah. I don't have to go in there by myself and wrestle 15, 20 minutes, tag me up with one of your students or anything. And over the last 5 years, I've actually been requesting to work the younger girls, just, to try to elevate them.
Right.
And that's another thing I tell these girls. A lot of them complain about, man, they put me in there with these young girls and I can't go out there. I'm like, well, that's when you prove who you really are. When you can go in there and put someone that hasn't been in the business that long and make them look just as good as you, then that's when you're really considered a worker.
Absolutely.
Yes.
One of the things you just mentioned in regards to you in your school, you do all the booking and whatnot. And me and Blue have this conversation often about just representation. Do you think that's an issue amongst like the business in general, like different promotions where it's not enough women booking like women matches and just like I said, representation?
Yes, because well, we need more women behind the scenes for sure.
Right.
You know,
Right.
we have a better understanding. The women are more comfortable coming to us with issues. I believe they'll feel more comfortable just being more open about things. You know what I mean?
Right.
And yeah, I'm all for that, and I'm loving where I'm at right now with SWE. Like them giving me this position, it's like it's the best job in the world.
For
I
sure.
love it. I love it, and and the girls love working with me so far, anyways.
As they
Yeah,
should. Working with a legend, they should. They better.
yeah. Yes, yes. I'm loving it, and I could see myself doing this until I can't walk anymore. You know.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's when
So
you're
with
really
that,
passionate about the business and everything.
Most definitely.
so with that, do you also do some work with Mission Pro Wrestling? And how did you realize that you love teaching and that was one of your callings?
And like I said, my husband and I, we've been teaching for a long time. I
Yeah.
mean, for a very long time. I've helped a lot of girls. Victoria tells stories all the time. Lisa Marie Varon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know how I helped her. Out. When it was up there in WWE and in the developmental OVW. I've always been the type of person that wanted to help and share knowledge. And I tell them the business has been so good to me. It's like I have to pass along what I have, to try to
Push it, pay it forward.
keep the women going. Yes, yes.
How does that make you feel that a lot of people look up to you and seek your opinion and advice on how to be a wrestler essentially?
Um, I love it, but yet again, I'm still so humbled. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at myself as, oh yeah, well I'm Jazz and I've done this and I've done that. I
Sure.
hate that. I hate them type of people.
Yeah.
When if you're good in anything, it's gonna show, and people will acknowledge that. You shouldn't have to, pop your own collar. Let somebody else pop it
Do
for
it for
you.
you. For
Right, right.
sure.
I just hey, and that's why I said your talent will speak for itself. You don't have to.
Definitely.
You ain't got to talk about. You go in these locker rooms and these kids now. Oh man, yeah. At the show last week we did this, and bro, we did that. Well, how about let the fans talk about what you did? You
Yeah.
know, that's who you wrestle for, the fans. You don't wrestle for the locker room. You don't try to pop the boys. You got to
Right.
pop the attendants, the people that's paying to see you.
To see you for sure.
Yes, yes.
So one of the questions from the chat is, who are some of the favorite people to work with throughout your amazing career?
Oh my God. Ooh, I don't think I can remember everyone. I've never had issues with anyone. I've never had beef with not one single soul in the industry. It's all about how you carry yourself. I go there, I'm professional. I do whatever the promoter wants me to do. If he wants me to put somebody over, I have no issue with that. You know, so I love working with anyone, any and everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And Thunder Rosa and I, we've had a couple of matches before, and
She's
we had
awesome.
we were talking, back here a couple of years ago about doing the school, and Rodney and I had already established our school here, and we just kind of just linked up and joined together, and we just
Doing
full
it.
force. Yeah, yeah.
That's
Myself, her,
awesome.
and Rodney. We're I think we have a
A good
good,
thing.
yeah,
A good
good
thing
team.
going on.
Yeah.
How did you get into wrestling? What made you decide, like, you know what, I can do this, pursue this as a career?
I'm from the South. I'm from like Memphis and Mississippi area, and I've always said that I was gonna do something that involved me performing in front of a lot of people.
Okay.
Singing was my first love. I tried to play the piano, I tried to be background dancers for my homies, you know, and their R&B groups, their rap groups. You know, I dipped and dabbed in a few things before I chose wrestling. But a friend of mine had approached me with this. He was starting to train up there in Arkansas with Don Bass. And he told me he thought I would be great at it. And I went and checked it out and didn't like it at all. Bumped my head a few times, you know. And
that was my fear.
Yeah. Yes. And I just was like, I just can't see myself going on TV and looking stupid, you know.
Yeah.
But got the bug, and someone told me JYD had a school in Louisiana. I was like, okay, well, this is the next chapter in my life. Let me try this. And when I went to Louisiana, I just never looked back.
That's amazing.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yes, never looked back.
So they recently released the 50 greatest women in WWE list, and you came in at number 38. I'm not sure if you followed that.
Yeah,
what is your thought on being recognized as number 38 on that greatest 50 list?
You know, again, that's an achievement. You know, I'm not hating on the number. You know what I mean? I don't care if I'm number 1 or number 50. The thing is the top 50. You know, so that don't mean number 50 sucks worse than number 1.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
I was like, nah, she need to go down. I was like, nah, she need to be lower than that.
Yeah, this is a little crazy. This is a little crazy. That's another topic for another day.
Yeah, but you know, I do have to accept this business. You know, because a lot of people don't even get acknowledged. So for me to, you know, to have my name on that list, I'm good with it. You know, there's something I'm leaving behind for my babies, so I'm Gucci with it. Yeah.
Speaking of, when are we gonna get this Hall of Fame induction?
Again, man, I don't know. You know, I get asked about this all the time. Right. I don't know. You never know those people. They, you say God work in mysterious ways, and so does WWE. You know, you can't read their minds. You just never know, which angle they're coming from. But I'm just patiently waiting. And if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. But I would just like to say, if it does, I would like to be alive and well and able to walk up and accept it. Give me my flowers while I'm living. Don't
Amen.
Don't try to give me that when I'm dead and gone. As that song said, they're no good to me.
Right.
When I'm dead and gone.
Exactly. We have that conversation all the time. If someone's living, give them the flowers now and not wait till God forbid they pass, and it's like now we want to honor you. No, like do it now. While we have you.
I'm so happy for Sasha and Bianca, for headlining Mania, but I tell a lot of people don't realize, I was the first African American to walk out as a champ, Mania 18, and retain the women's title. So hey.
Yeah, that was one of my arguments on Twitter.
Recognize.
I said that like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Recognize. Like who's that? Like Roy Jones. You remember that song Roy Jones had out some years ago? Y'all must have forgot.
Yeah. When he had his little rap career, right?
Yeah. You must have forgot. Yeah. But things like that they don't mention. If like in that little clip they showed of putting me on the list for number 38, they talked about how I went to WrestleMania 19. No, how about how I went to 18 and came out still the women's champion? How about that?
Exactly.
So
you brought up in regards to Sasha and Bianca headlining Mania. You mentioned that you're happy for them. How do you feel in regards to that? I was like, just again, it's we don't see as many women of color, specifically African American women. Like, what does that essentially mean to you? To see that
it really means a lot. I'm grateful, and And although I don't get brought up, but I still like to say I'm a part of that, you know.
Definitely.
You know, just because, you know, as politics, you know, for reasons they can't bring it up, but you know, long as the fans know and recognize, that's all I ask for. To me, that's all that matters anyway. And I just hope they go out there and kill it, man, and just keep knocking the doors down. Just keep knocking them down for more and more, you know, women of color to get these opportunities.
Definitely, for sure.
So we don't want to keep you too long because we know we got a long weekend ahead of you with some matches on your retirement tour and everything.
I got two matches tomorrow. I fly in tomorrow to have a match at 2:00 and one at midnight.
What?
At midnight.
Midnight. Ladies'
Make sure
night
they put
out
you on
midnight.
first. You go first. So you can...
Oh Lord, yeah.
Make sure
I'm gonna have to bring my CBD cream and rub these knees, man.
So for me, the last question is: when you do get inducted into the Hall of Fame, who would you want to induct you? Like, who would you to introduce you in?
Wait, that's man. I would like Jacqueline to do it, but if I want the best introduction ever, and I would have to say the man who gave me my first opportunity, that believed in me, you know, from the moment he saw me in the ring for the first time, I would have to say Paul E. Heyman.
Wow. Yeah,
yes.
that's a great. I could see that happening. That'd be
I can definitely, definitely for sure.
Yeah,
that'd be dope. Definitely.
Yeah, that'd be like, that'd be real dope, right?
How was your relationship with Paul E. Heyman?
Oh, I haven't talked to Paul in years, but if I would see him tomorrow, you know, it'd be nothing but love, you know. Same with Dreamer, you know, I'm still close with Dreamer, you know, he always had my back in this business. You know, he told me the other day, he messaged me, he's like, I see you're getting bookings. You better not announce you're retiring anymore. You better not. So I'm like, I got you, Dream. I got you. Yes, sir. You know, and Dreamer and Paul Lee were the ones that told me never to get, you know, I didn't need any type of enhancements. Like, you don't need boobs. Like, you're different. Like, you can wrestle. You don't need all that. Just be you. And I stuck with it. Yeah. And it worked.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Yes, it worked.
Like I said, growing up, like watching like WWE growing up and watching ECW and watching all those promotions, you always stood out to me the most. And then so when I got older, I understood it better. Whenever they bring up, you know, the women's division and stepping stones, I asked Jenna a few times. I'm like, yo, where's Jazz? They need to mention Jazz. Like, this is like my argument.
Yeah.
I die on this hill. Like, Jazz needs to be mentioned at all costs.
And I guess that's probably a little bit my fault because I'm not that active on social media as I should be. You know, I'm just old school. You know, I have a life.
Right.
And I'm not, you know, I don't have makeup on every day to be taking selfies and posting on Instagram. You know, I'd be damned if I get dressed up just to do that. You know, so I keep my PJs on all day if I could.
But
in fact, I get up and take the girls to school in my PJs. I just throw my robe on and go out the door.
And it makes you real. But I wouldn't even say it would be you. I think it's probably like you mentioned before, like just politics and stuff like that. There's a specific, you know, I guess, image that they want to push and continue to push. And then again, people like you and Jacqueline that paved the way, you know, it's.
Yeah, that's why, you know, that's what I love about Bianca. Bianca is a true athlete. Like, she's one of the best athletes. You know, like,
yeah.
And I thought I was an athlete.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And God, so I'm really, you know, I hope nothing but the best for her and Sasha on Sunday. Just go out there and just kill it, man. Yes, and make all of us proud.
I will be there, definitely. So it's exciting.
I can't wait to meet him. Sasha used to always bring me up. She used to always put little snitches out there about me. So I would love to meet her.
You guys should have
Yeah.
an off books match somewhere. Invite her
Yeah.
down.
That'd be something to see.
The Dog Pound Dojo have an off the book match.
Yeah. Oh Lord, it better hurry up and happen, like I said. 'Cause look, I'm counting the months down. I'm like, man, this tour. I'm like, oh God.
So when is officially the last day for you? You think?
I don't know. I'm just gonna go until I say, okay, that's it. I can't do it anymore. Okay. You know, because right now, majority of my bookings, I'm doing like seminars. You know, so I'm enjoying that. You know, so I don't know. Just until my body says, girl, yeah, it's time for you to completely stop in-ring work and just stick with the
behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, yes. I'm trying to promote my school, man. You know, need some more students. Yes,
San Antonio, Texas.
That's it. If you listen, exactly. If you're listening and watching, definitely hit up her school.
Dog Pound Dojo. Head over there, San Antonio, surrounding areas. There you go. The living legend, Jazz and Rodney Mack and Thunder Rosa. Like
Thunder Rosa too. Yeah, she's killing it out there, bro.
What more do you want?
Yeah. That match we had with Britt Baker.
Yeah,
that was something else.
Oh my gosh, that was such a great
she
match.
called me afterwards. She's like, yes, I love her, man. She's a hard worker. I laugh at her sometimes. Like, I come from nothing. I work my butt off for this. With her accent. But she, you know, she's so passionate. Oh my God, she's so passionate, you know. Yes. I'm just saying, I used to be like that. Yeah.
Now you're just ready to go to the sunset.
Yes. I'm ready to hit the beach, relax a little bit. Yes. But I have no regrets. I enjoy every moment of my career. It's been 23, 24 years. It's been a long time. Yes, it's been a long time. Yes.
Well, thank you for sharing your time with us. Thank you for sharing that time with us. I know you had a long weekend ahead of you, and we wish you luck, and we pray well wishes throughout your entire weekend on this whole retirement tour. Hopefully, we get you back on again later down the line.
Definitely, yeah.
Anything you want to plug in? Anything you want to plug in before we end?
The school Dog Pound Dojo. For bookings, hit me up at book.phenomjazz@gmail.com. Tune in to SWE Fury. We're on CW. Support Mission Pro. You know, just show us love.
Definitely.
Yeah. Make sure you follow her on Twitter, Phenom_Jazz. You can follow me at Blue Magic Grind by his sound. Miss Jenna Baby at BAYBEE. And thank you so much for doing this. I know. I'm trying to let you, relax for the weekend. You guys sit back. I got the work for you guys.
Are you gonna be at WrestleCon this weekend at all?
Mm-hmm. I get it. So originally I was supposed to fly in Saturday, but I actually, like I mentioned, changed my flight early this morning. And I was talking to one of my friends. He said he wanted to go meet you actually, and I was like, you know what? So I'm depending like when does it even start? Like what time? I'm just going.
I don't know, but I'll be there Saturday. I'm not doing any signings tomorrow because it's gonna be crazy tomorrow for me. My schedule. Yeah, just hit me up. You have my number, right?
Do I? I don't have your number.
No, we have your email. If you want to email it to us, I'll make sure she get it.
Yeah. I email it.
Yeah, definitely.
Email it. Yeah, and hit me up, and I'll let you know what time I'll be there because I have my schedule, but it's deep in some messages. I just have to dig it out. But hit me up on Saturday. I'll be there.
Okay, I definitely will for sure. All right. Appreciate
it. Right, guys, I appreciate it. Most definitely, we can do this again in a couple of months.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was an honor.
Right. Take care. Right.
Tag show.